I'm Miss Liggins. I'm your therapist. I'll be working with you today.
Good morning.
First, I will let you know that what we speak about in here will be confidential unless you report anything about harming yourself or others, because I am a mandated reporter. Okay? All right, so what brings you in today, Mr. Johnson?
Uh, well, my family and my friends have been thinking that I have been acting different, more down, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
You don't know. You don't know why. Okay, so also just to let you know, I was taking notes, so if I look down, I am still listening to what you're saying. So when you said different, could you explain that? Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
More to myself,
Okay.
not as outgoing as I probably was a couple of weeks, a month ago.
Okay.
More to myself mostly.
Okay. So you said it's been like a couple of weeks
hmm
that you've been doing that? Okay. Have you noticed that, or is it just your family and friends that's noticed it?
My families and friends noticed it at first,
Okay.
but they were bringing it to my attention as it went on.
Okay. So your family and friends noticed that you were acting different, and what did they say? What did they tell you was different about you, or what did they notice different about you?
They just said I wasn't acting like myself.
Okay. And
Uh,
what made them say that? What happened?
I don't know. I just been to myself. I haven't really been interacting with anybody, reaching out to anybody
Okay.
how I used to,
Okay.
being on the phone with my friends.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay. So different. So you feel like you're more isolated from people now. Like you're not really interacting more. I mean, as much as you were before. So you've been kind of to yourself. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Have you, when they brought it to your attention, do you agree?
Yeah,
You do agree?
I do agree that I have more to myself, but not on purpose. I'm not trying to seem like I'm giving off the bad energy to anybody.
Okay.
I just been to myself.
So it's nothing that you did on purpose. Like I just want to be away from my family. I want to be away from my friends. It's just something that
It's
sort of
just something
happened.
just
Okay.
happened.
Okay. All right. And so, can you describe to me? You said you're not around them as much. What are some of the things you're doing like that's different than before?
Before, I probably go out every day with
Okay.
them, hang out, go out to eat with them. But now it's more of a thing where I just sit in the house.
You sit in the house. Okay. And could you describe to me like your typical day sitting in the house? What does that look like? How is that?
Well, starting off, I just probably just wake up, be on my phone for a couple hours,
Mm-hmm.
end up watching YouTube videos. That's about it. Really just watch movies and YouTube videos on my
Okay.
phone.
All right. Now, do you live alone, or do you live with your parents, or
I live with my mother.
you live with your mother? Okay. So when you're at home with your mother, are you talking to your mother, or you just in your room by yourself?
Mostly just in the room by myself.
Okay. Just room by yourself. Now, have you noticed that you feel different? Have you noticed any different feelings or anything?
Yeah, I feel more sluggish, like less energy.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I really don't have the energy to even get out of the house or even interact with people. Just
Okay.
feel sluggish.
Okay. And your mother was the one that brought this to your attention? Okay.
And my close friends.
And your close friends. Okay. So you are in the house, in your room, low energy. Are you feeling any sadness or loneliness?
Yeah, it's real lonely.
Okay. Okay. So you're feeling lonely. Now, when we think back, if you think back to a few weeks ago,
hmm
have you noticed any changes, or is there anything that we could kind of maybe think about what has happened that caused this change?
Well, I rezoned from
Okay.
my school,
Okay.
so I'm at a new school where I don't know anybody.
Okay. So you're at a new school. you describe your new school?
For me, it's more of a thing where everybody has their friend groups. Everybody's just, it's like, I feel like an outcast to the whole school because I'm new. I don't really know anybody. The kids there have been with each other since they have been little, young.
Okay.
So they have friendships that have been long, and I don't even know anybody there.
Okay. So it's a new school and you feel like an outcast.
Mhm.
Okay. Have you explained that to your mom, or she doesn't know about that part?
I think she knows the extent that I'm new to a school, so I don't really know anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't understand that I feel like an outcast, that everybody has their own friend group.
Okay. Have you tried to make friends or reach out to any of the people in the school?
You know, I'm more into like a shell. I'm not really trying to interact. Not saying that I don't want to, it's just I haven't tried either. It's just, I just go to school, do my work, and just leave.
Okay. Now, lately, since you've been at the school, have there been any changes, like with your work? Do you feel like the work has been impacted because you're feeling so lonely and down?
Yeah, the work seems harder. At my old school, like if the work was hard, we'd go over each other's house and help each other out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm at a school where I don't know anybody, so it's more of the workload is harder, and I'm doing it by myself basically.
Okay.
No type of help.
Okay. And have you reached out for help?
No,
You haven't? Okay.
I don't even feel comfortable asking some of the teachers because I really don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't want to feel like the new kid that don't know anything
Okay.
at the school.
Okay. All right. And so, once you got to that new school, you noticed you started to isolate yourself from your friends and your family and things like that. And so you saying like your typical day, you just kind of in your room when you're not at school, you're just in your room.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So when you're in your room, have you noticed any feelings like of sadness, crying, or anything of that nature?
A couple weeks ago, I was very down,
Okay.
like crying,
Okay.
didn't feel well.
Mhm.
I felt like real down on myself.
Mhm.
It's just everything became stressful. Like school became more stressful.
Mhm. Do you think it's just only school, or do you think it could be some other things as well?
School and not interacting with my friends like I used to.
Okay.
Cause they used to bring a boost to my day.
Mhm.
But now I don't have many friends, so it's more of a thing where I just by myself.
Okay. Now, is this your first time feeling like this, or have this happened to you before?
It has happened to me before when I was younger,
Okay.
when I first moved
Okay.
to a different state.
Okay. And can you tell me a little bit about that? What happened that time?
My family had to relocate for a job,
Okay.
so we had to go to a new state where I didn't even know anybody.
Mhm.
I'm young, so my mom didn't think much of it because I'm just a young kid moving to a new state.
Mhm.
Everybody has problems doing that. So when it happened, I was thinking what everybody else thought of, just it's a new state, you gotta get used to it.
Mhm.
But now it's happening again, and I'm not moving to a new state, a new school. But it this time just feels a little more sad.
Okay.
I feel like as a kid you don't know much about what's going on, you're just moving.
Mhm.
So
So you did feel sad when you had that move when you were a kid.
mm-hmm.
Do you think your mom or your dad noticed that then? Or did they say anything about that then?
Then they probably just thought it was a typical thing.
Okay. Okay. And so, have you had any issues with sleeping?
Yeah, I really don't have a sleep schedule as most people do.
Okay.
Sometimes I get into bed at 8 o'clock and might not go to sleep till about 4:30.
Okay.
Sometimes I might not even go to sleep at all,
Okay.
which can cause me to be like sluggish and tired, not wanting to do any work at sometimes.
So those nights when you can't sleep, are you just up thinking?
Yeah, it's more of a thinking thing. the whole time.
Just thinking about things.
Yeah.
Do you know like anything in particular you're thinking about?
More of like, what am I living in? Like, how, like, with this life that I'm in, why am I feeling like they're down and depressed? Why can't I just be like every other person?
Okay.
Just have a regular life, just be
Okay.
normal.
Okay. So at times when you say normal, you sometimes feel like it's not normal.
Yeah. It's sometimes where I just feel like an outcast, period.
Okay.
Not just in school.
And you feel like that sometimes with your family?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know why? Has it ever?
No, it's not. I don't know why. It's just my family. They have like their ways of just interacting. Like my family is like a real happy family. They do a lot of stuff. So when I come around, it's just like I'm very quiet and in my shell. Where I have a family that's loving and they're really loud and like talking and stuff like that. And I'm not really interactive.
Okay. So you don't feel happy like your family when you say you have no. Okay. So you kind of feel like you're more sad and they're more happy. So you feel outcast in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which makes me want to stay in the house more.
Okay. Now, have those feelings just started within a couple of weeks, or that's something you've been dealing with for a while?
It's something that I've been dealing with for a while, but
Okay.
as I said, when I had my friends at my old school and stuff like that, they used to interact with me, which made me not even think about it. Now I have more time to think.
Okay. So your friends were really the ones who kind of kept you.
Pushing and motivated.
Okay. All right. And so even though I know you're at a new school, is it a reason why you can't continue the relationship with those friends, or?
I just feel like now I don't see them as much. So it's like I'm losing a friendship. Like I'm not gonna know as much as I used to because I was around them every day.
Okay.
So I might not know what's going on with them now. So now I'm feeling like I'm behind on a friendship.
Okay. So you could probably maintain, but you just kind of feel like you don't want to maintain them. Okay. Now, have those friends been reaching out to you, or you've been avoiding talking to them? Like, have they been calling you? Because I know when you came in, you said your friends think you're different. So they'll reach out, you won't respond. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, and it's not like a thing I have against them. I just don't want to bring how I'm feeling onto them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So have you noticed any other differences? I know you said sleeping has been off. Loneliness. Anything else you've noticed that's different?
My appetite.
Your appetite, okay. So tell me a little bit about that.
I don't really eat a lot. Like, I might snack on things, but as food, I really don't.
So you're not eating like meals or anything like that. And that's a difference. You weren't like that at first.
Yeah, I used to go out to eat with my family at least once a weekend.
So now you don't do that anymore. Okay. Now, does your family still go and you just don't go?
Yeah.
So you just won't go with them anymore. Okay. So also you've noticed that you don't like to do things you used to do. Okay. Any other things you've noticed that you would like to discuss that's kind of different than before?
Not nothing that I have noticed.
Nothing that you've noticed. Okay. What are some of the other things that your parents or your friends that they noticed?
They said that I haven't been eating, haven't been interacting.
Okay.
And my family just think I'm not focused on school anymore.
So have your grades been impacted?
My grades have been not as good as they used to be.
Okay. Your grades has changed, so they're declined
Yes.
with this change.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So your grades have changed. Your appetite has been poor.
Mhm.
You're isolating more from others.
Mhm.
What about like as far as like hygiene and things like that? Are you still getting up and I know you're going to school, but dressing, showering like you should? Have you noticed that's been different?
Yeah, I have been showering right like I always have,
Mm-hmm.
but my dressing I haven't even been wearing clothes really.
Okay.
Just sweatpants, sweatshirt.
Okay. And is that a difference?
Yeah, because I used to like to put on nice stuff and go to school
Mm-hmm.
and have on nice clothes with my friends, and I used to brag about stuff like that. I used to have fun doing stuff like that.
So now you don't even have the desire to dress like you used to dress before. So that's also different for you.
Yeah.
Okay.